Hello guys, and welcome back for some more TEW 2016. So of course when I'm not filming, that's when all the drama starts. So part of it was my fault too, because I was playing around with some settings, but I'll start with what happened on Heat. So basically, Brock Lesnar and Shannon Moore got into a legitimate fight with each other, and then I had to intervene and I gave Brock Lesnar a warning, which pissed off Paul Heyman. So at the current moment, Lesnar and Heyman don't really like Shannon Moore for whatever reason. And then the other thing that happened, which this was kind of my screw up, I was playing around with the settings and I did the drug test everybody thing because I had never done it before. And then a few people came up positive for either steroids or drugs, so I thought I didn't save it, but apparently I did, so that's why now in the notable other factors, there's a bunch of people that failed drug tests. Which, by the way, I don't remember if I did slap on the wrist or a stern warning, because I didn't think it was going to be part of this actual thing, so most of them said that their behavior got worse because of that, so we might see a bunch of those pop up in the near future. So before I jump into tonight's card, if you guys could leave me a like and drop me a sub, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps out the video and the channel. Also want to say thank you to everybody that watched the TEW 2020 video I posted recently. It got a lot more views than my views typically do, so thank you for that. And let's go ahead and jump into Raw. So we're opening tonight with a pre-show match with Stevie Richards facing off against the Hurricane. Stevie Richards picks up the win, and it was a pretty straightforward pre-show match. Apparently Steven Richards was really off his game, so that's kind of interesting. Then we have a 4-on-4 pre-show match with the Dudleys, Goldust, and Scott Steiner facing off against Lance Storm, William Regal, and 3 Minute Warning. The team with the Dudleys, Goldust, and Scott Steiner pick up the win. It did pretty good for a pre-show match, and it looks like in terms of the road agent reports, everything went over pretty good, including Rosie and Rico seem to be working really good with each other. So then we open up the show with an angle that I ended up creating myself. Basically, Steve Austin comes down to the arena and he lets the fans know that he's back from injury, so he wants to start competing again. So then he calls out Eric Bischoff to give him a match. Eric Bischoff then comes out and gives Steve Austin a match against Triple H, but it is not for the title, and it is going to be the main event tonight. And then after Eric Bischoff makes the match, we cut backstage to Evolution, and Triple H looks like he's pretty prepared for his match tonight. Then we start off with our opening match. We have a women's tag team with Trish Stratus and Molly Holly facing off against Victoria and the debuting Sable. And then Trish Stratus and Molly Holly ended up picking up the win. For a women's match, it did pretty good because a lot of them don't really have that much popularity at the current moment. And then after the match, we see Victoria and Sable, they start the attack on Molly Holly and Trish Stratus, and then Jazz comes out for the assist, so it turns into a 3-on-2 brawl. And it looks like we kind of have a little small stable here with the woman, with Victoria, Jazz, and Sable. Then in our next angle, we cut backstage. Ric Flair is hyping up Batista and Randy Orton. They have a tag team match against Rhino and Tommy Dreamer tonight. Ric Flair's just letting them know this is going to be an easy win for you guys. You got this. And then we have that tag team match where Evolution does end up picking up the win against Rhino and Tommy Dreamer, but of course it's not without the help of Ric Flair causing a distraction. I also ended up protecting Rhino because he has some pretty good momentum right now, so I don't think a single match would screw it up, but I wanted to protect him in that regard. Kind of interesting to note too, Tommy Dreamer got a 71 here, so he's somebody I might even try to build up even more, seeing how well he can perform, especially compared to people that have higher popularity than himself. Next, we just have a random Diva bikini contest because, you know, this is Raw in 2003, so that was a pretty common thing on the shows. Then next we have a match with RVD facing off against Raven. Rob Van Dam technically picks up the win, but unfortunately in his case he only won because Kane came out and attacked him, so the match didn't really end officially. And then afterwards we see Kane pretty much beating the shit out of RVD because he just does not like RVD at all at the current moment. Then next we have a match with Chris Jericho facing off against Goldberg. I still gotta figure out what I want to do with Goldberg because I've kind of just been throwing him around in random matches, but I do want to put him in some kind of storyline. So hopefully I will figure that out soon, if not by No Way Out. Hopefully at least by WrestleMania I should have some kind of idea. But yeah, Chris Jericho picks up the win with the Walls of Jericho. And then after the match we see Chris Jericho taunting Booker T. He's bragging because he just picked up a win against somebody like Goldberg, and he's just letting Booker T know because Booker T has a match next that he's not going to be able to do the same thing against Kane. However, Chris Jericho is wrong because Booker T does end up picking up the win against Kane. Did pretty good, and they both had literally an 83 in performance, so I don't really have much else to say about this match. Then we cut backstage once again. We have Jonathan Coachman doing a quick interview with Steve Austin, pretty much just welcoming him back after his injury. Stone Cold is hyped that he is going to have a match tonight, and it is going to be a big main event. So then in a really good main event match, we have Steve Austin picking up the win against Triple H. Stone Cold, of course, wins with the Stone Cold Stunner, and then Shawn Michaels ended up coming out at one point to distract Triple H. Where I kind of screwed up was Evolution. Probably should have been trying to distract Steve Austin, but I forgot to add that in, but the goal was for Steve Austin to win regardless, so it doesn't really matter. And then afterwards, we just see Steve Austin celebrating, and then I did throw Shawn Michaels in there, but he's really just out there to taunt Triple H. And now I did some really good numbers. I even seen some 90s in there, so hopefully that means that this could be our best Raw to date. 87, so yeah, that is definitely the best Raw to date because I have not pulled off anything that high, and the show increased in 19 regions, so hopefully I can keep this momentum up because that is an excellent Raw. So now let's go ahead and jump to the emails, and then we have some decisions. So I'm a little nervous about that because I don't think I have anybody that I'm signing at the moment. So that's right too, I completely forgot. On Heat, Maven got injured. Luckily it's only a 7-day injury, so he'll be back really quickly. Then we had some drug test fees, and Raw got a excellent rating, and I'm surprised there's not anybody in here complaining about people sucking ass. So I guess now I should check out what this is about. An incident involving Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam has been identified as a soft drug user by the WWE drug testing policy. Now, unfortunately, because I think I gave them like stern warnings, so that's why we're probably going to start seeing more of these because these people think that they can get away with it. So since we do have RVD in a big rivalry, and I would assume soft drugs is things like pot, so rather than suspending him, I'm just going to give him a fine and hope that maybe he will improve his behavior if I do a fine. RVD has improved his behavior, so that's good. So hopefully we won't have to worry about that too many more times, and he's even happy, so definitely cannot complain there. So now let's go ahead and check how Heat did. It got like a 40, but I don't really construct these that well. Basically, I try to push some people that are having like negative momentum or that I want to build up to be on the main show. So pretty much I ended up debuting Mark Henry as well because he was in OVW, and I paired him with D'Lo Brown because I'm pretty sure around this time him and D'Lo Brown were a team with Teddy Long as their manager. And then I had Ivory and Jacqueline face off Jazz and Tori Wilson and X-Pac and Val Venus. So yeah, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Luckily, we got like an amazing Raw, especially considering all the drama that happened beforehand, which of course, it seems like all the best stuff happens when I'm either not recording or it's Heat, which I don't record. Which I would record episodes of Heat, but I feel like it's kind of pointless because they'd be really short. And granted, I could insert them before Raw, but I don't know. If you guys want Heat, let me know. I probably won't record it unless like enough people really want me to. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. So thank you for watching the video. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and then watch out for, I have some Let's Plays that should be coming out within the next month. So yeah, bye.